Thank you. So, hi guys. My name is Christine, and I will be your teacher today. I'm live from England, from Gloucester, and today we have a different topic. Today we will be talking about our discipline and why is it hard to stay disciplined in life. So let's start off with Arush. Arush, I'd like you to please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your
Yes,
day.
ma'am. My name is Arush Kumar. I study in class 5F. My school name is LWT School, Nagar City, Kolkata. And my favorite hobbies are playing, singing, and dancing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arush. So, Arush, what did you do with your day today?
Today, first I woke up in the morning at 6 o'clock. Happily, because it was my last examination of half yearly.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I went to school. Then I came back. Then I joined to 7:30 online classes. Then I'm joining your class now. Thank you.
Excellent, very good. So, Arush, do you think you are disciplined?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell me why do you think it is hard?
So it is hard to stay disciplined in life because you should know your strength and wealth and remove temptations.
Mm-hmm.
Set clear goals. Practice daily diligence. Create new habits and rituals. Change your
Mm-hmm.
perception about
Okay.
willpower.
Okay, very good. Okay, and can you expand a bit more? For example, is it hard for you to stay disciplined in life?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now you're telling me it's hard. Okay, why is it hard? Why is it to
In
keep
morning,
disciplined?
and especially in weekends also, as sometimes I get
Mm-hmm.
woke up in morning.
Okay. And why? Why is it hard? What makes it hard? Harush?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Why is it hard for you?
Ma'am, but my actually I have a habit now because before I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and it is hard to
Mm-hmm.
concentrate on studies. So it is discipline is hard for me and about studies. In the school also I don't concentrate that
Okay.
nicely. I start talking with my friends.
Okay, so and what are you going to do to help to become more disciplined?
I will follow some rules
Mm-hmm.
like I will do exercise.
Mm-hmm.
I will do cycling
Mm-hmm.
and I will try to increase my concentration power.
Okay, and how are you going to do that?
Ma'am, slowly.
Okay, very good. And what did you find? What other research did you find about people losing their ability to be disciplined? What are the things that were most common?
Yes, Ma'am, slowly my concentration power will increase. So then my concentration power will be improved.
Okay. But what my question was not that. My question was, what did you find? Okay. People found what were the reasons people suffered from lack of self-discipline or discipline? What were the reasons?
Uh,
What were the reasons that you found?
Ma'am, it is difficult because most people aren't used to it. Maybe it's not, they were raised or high lack
Mm-hmm.
of motivation. Self-discipline is highly important. At the end of the day, no one cares expects you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. And can you tell me, you didn't give me the reasons that you were giving me before. Why did people find it difficult? Arush,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give me the reasons that you gave me before, the reasons why people found it difficult to be self-disciplined? Why was it hard?
They don't have clear goals.
Mm-hmm. What else? What are the other things that you mentioned? You mentioned a
New
list to
habits
me.
which they learn.
Okay, very good. So can you talk about the habits? So do you have any habits?
Yes, ma'am.
What are your habits that cause you to lose, to not be so disciplined? What are these habits?
Yes, ma'am. Self-discipline
Mm-hmm.
and stay motivated.
Yes.
Take action.
Yes, but what are, my question is, what are, Arush, can you wait for my question? What are the things that are causing people not to have discipline? And you told me habits. What are these habits? What kind of habits are causing
Because they
people
are
not to
lazy
have discipline?
and lazy people don't like to do anything. They just want to eat and sleep, eat and sleep.
Okay, and where do you think this is coming from, this laziness?
Ma'am, the lack of motivation.
And where is that coming from?
They eat unhealthy food after sometimes they feel a bit lazy.
Okay, so from eating unhealthy food only.
Yes, ma'am.
You think it's coming from the food? Okay, so we have the lack
And
of motivation.
we don't
Uh-huh.
have good friends to support.
Why? Why and how do you mean? How do you mean, Arush?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you mean we don't get the chance to support? What do you mean?
Yes, ma'am. The three types of discipline. People have lot of
Mm-hmm.
expectations.
And what happens with
And
these
they don't
expectations?
have friends and family to support and
Okay.
correct discipline
Mm-hmm.
and don't have good enough guidelines.
Okay. And why do you think this is? Why do you think this is?
Can you repeat the
Why
question?
do you think this is? Is there a reason?
Uh, yes, ma'am. Actually, we don't have that much work to do. And strength and weakness also.
Okay. And where do you think we can get our strength and weakness from? Where can we get this strength and weakness? We get a motivation. Good. Where are we going to get it from?
Where are we going to get it from? Be positive and be happy all the time. And mentally and physically, maturity.
Okay. And what are our weaknesses that lead us to be not disciplined at all?
Like my weakness is that I can't wake up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock now, but I have a routine to wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. so I can
Mhm.
wake up. I can't write very fast. I take time to write.
Okay, very
But
good.
my writing has now improved.
And how does this affect your discipline? How
Yes,
does
ma'am,
this,
it affects me a lot.
why does it affect your discipline?
And if I don't wake up in the morning early, so I will leave my bus.
But
Like
Arish, what does it have to do with your discipline? Can you explain to me how it's connected to your discipline, how it's related?
wait, ma'am, I'm thinking.
Okay. So any thoughts?
Give them our attention, catch
Mm-hmm.
them being good, know when not to respond, be prepared for trouble.
Okay, so Arush, I'm going to have a little chat with you, okay, now. Okay, because you don't listen to my questions and you just throw answers at me sometimes. Okay, in the hopes that you're telling me the right thing. So I want you to think, to stop and think with me. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, so if you have to be disciplined and responsible and good all the time, do you think it's going to be something that's easy to do or not so easy to do? If you always have to keep your discipline, it's not easy to do, okay? And when we have something that's not easy to do we as people like to do it?
Mm,
Do we like to do something that's not easy and that's not fun?
ma'am, those things we can do in our life, those are very easy, but the hard ones we can't do. Like if
Yes,
it's more harder, so we need to do harder work. Like,
exactly.
uh, like for for example, I'm telling you, a job person earns
Mm-hmm.
uh, 10,000 rupees in a month, okay? And a
Yes.
businessman earns only when his hard work is used in 12 or 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Who is doing much harder? So obviously
Okay.
he will be businessman because he is doing hard working from after 10, 12 or 13 years, then he will get a lot of money. Like in
Exactly.
India, those who want to get rich, this is like मैं तो माला माल हो जाऊंगा.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this means that I want to be very rich than Mukesh Ambani.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this means only like they say in Hindi. I have heard lot of places. They say like when I asked my mother, then my mother said that this means that richer than Mukesh Ambani.
Okay, good. Okay, so we have an idea over here. Good. So I'd like to ask now, Arush. So we don't like doing these things that are hard. Okay, so because they require effort. Okay, they require sacrifices. And when we have to be disciplined, that's what it needs us to do. Okay, so that's why discipline, keeping ourselves disciplined, is hard because it requires work and it requires us making sacrifices. Okay, another part to it, you mentioned it to me before. Okay, you told me that habits, that discipline is difficult because sometimes we just get into a habit of doing something and then it's really difficult to get out of it. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. And what kind of habits do you have that you sometimes find difficult to get out of? You mentioned something to me about waking up late in the morning. Yes? Arush?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So you mentioned something to me about waking up late in the morning and in the weekend playing with your friends for too long. Yes, so you get into certain habits that you can't get out of. So those make it difficult for you to have discipline.
Yes, ma'am. Like if,
Okay.
for example, our friends are not supporting us, so we can take help from our parents. They support in our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, parents are the only friends who supports us in our whole life. Friends can go anywhere at any time. Parents are the real best friends.
And what about if you try to stay disciplined? Let's say your mum says, okay, Arush, you need to stop playing and do your homework.
So I
Okay.
will obey her rule. I can't say that I will not do any homework. I will only sit and play. No, we can't tell. She's elder than me. If she's elder than me, so we should respect our elders' things. Like whatever they
Okay.
say, we should obey their rules. We should not just say
Exactly.
no. I will not do. You do by yourself.
Exactly, but your mum tells you to do it, and you are a good boy and you do it. But your friends might make it difficult because they might say, "Oh, don't listen to your mum." Okay, so
No, I
when you
will
are
say that it is my choice. I will do my homework or not. My mother is saying to me, then I will do my homework.
very
I
good,
will not obey your rules.
very good. You are a good boy, Arush, but sometimes friends can make it difficult. Okay, so
Yes,
friends
ma'am,
can make it
but
difficult.
mostly I don't obey my friends' rules. I
I
obey
know,
my
I know you
parents' rules only.
don't. I know you don't. But these things, so some resistance, okay, like lack of even resistance from within you, okay, like lack of confidence or fear of failing or fear of letting people down. These things stop you from being disciplined.
Yes, ma'am, like those who are saying correct, we should obey their rules only. Like if our friend is saying that okay, let's do the homework together. So he's talking about something studies, right? He's not just saying that okay, let's do a gaming meeting. No, he's talking about studies, so we can do. That is not a problem. Our parents will not scold us if we are in discipline. Like mostly in libraries, especially in libraries, lots of people are not disciplined. So discipline is the main thing for libraries mostly.
Excellent. And
Discipline is
also,
not only for movie theaters or at home. The
it's
main component
everywhere.
of the discipline is library only.
No, discipline is for everywhere. You have to be disciplined everywhere you
Yes,
go.
like in the office also, if like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not right now elder, I will go to school. So my school is also like an office also for
Mm-hmm.
children especially.
Very good. Very good. And another reason is um, if you try too hard. So if you are trying too hard, let's say you want to do a really, really big challenge or you want to change your life. All these things that when trying too hard sometimes can make discipline harder, okay? Because it leads to a burnout.
Absolutely.
Okay, so doing too many things at once can also lead to a burnout, which then makes discipline even harder because you don't want to try. Okay, so how can we've spoken about some things that make discipline really hard. Now, let's discuss together some things that can make discipline easy. How can we start to stay disciplined in life and make it an easy, fun way? So, how can we make it easier to stay disciplined? What can we do?
Like first we should obey the rules, whatever our parents are. For example, you are my parent only, and you say
Mm-hmm.
that stay in discipline, but I am not obeying your rules.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
still, discipline is important. Discipline is not
Okay.
just a toy or something that you will follow for some time, and then after that it will become a toy and you will play. No, discipline is a very important part of our lives.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when you
So,
don't have discipline, so in most places you need discipline. Like some of the places, like in offices or schools, like in some areas, they say maintain discipline, maintain discipline. In my
mm-hmm.
school, there are also lots of books, small books of maintain discipline, but no one obeys. What can we do then? No one obeys. Only the small children who are of nursery, class 1 and class 2, those are obeying. Or class 5, like one of my friend was saying, don't follow that board. This will happen, that will happen. I said just follow the board. After that you will get a green slip. Actually in our school there are two type of slips, green and pink. So pink is for them who does a lot of naughtiness in the class, and green is for them who improves themselves. But
Okay. Very good.
because I have never got that pink slip, but in our class, I
Mm-hmm.
have got pink slips.
Okay. Very good. Other things that you can do, for example, are being very specific and possible and realistic with your goals. Okay. So if you are very realistic with your goals and say, for example, you were preparing for this class, you say, okay, so for this class, I want to research 3 websites and I want to do this in 1 hour before the class. Is that a specific and possible goal?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. So that is one way to help yourself be disciplined. Another one is not to have you ever heard of the all or nothing mentality?
Okay, ma'am.
Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, ma'am.
And what does it mean, the all or nothing mentality?
What did you say, ma'am?
The all or nothing mentality. What is it?
When I'm alone.
So the all or nothing mentality means that if you don't, you either get something or none of it. Okay, so you can't be like that because if you just decide to either have it or nothing at all, okay, sometimes you might not get all of it, but you might get some of it, okay, and that will help you, okay, get motivation and remain disciplined, okay, and not feel so bad if you don't get something, okay, that you lose your discipline,
Okay, ma'am.
okay. Very good. So we spoke about the all or nothing, and we spoke about possible goals. Okay. Anything else that you can mention?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what if you try to do everything all at once? Will that help you?
No,
If you
ma'am, because
no.
if it all at once, you don't have anything to do. Like you don't have anything to do left.
And it might be too
Nothing is
big.
left. All you have used, so you can't use again and again and again and again. Everybody will say you are crazy. Why are you doing the same thing again and again and again?
And you might be aiming too high and trying out for something
So
too
we will
big.
try new things. If the
So
old things are done, so we're done.
yes.
So we
So
will not try
start
the old things again and again and again.
exactly.
Everybody
So
will think that
start
we are
small.
crazy.
Okay. So start small. Okay. Always start small. And then, okay, you also try to make sure that your interests, if you think about your interests now and your interests in the future, think of it as, securing something, okay, for the future. So if you secure something for the future that you know you will need, you will want to start working on it today. Okay, so that is another thing. And if you constantly get angry with yourself for doing something wrong, does that help you stay disciplined?
No, ma'am. Because
Why?
if we have a lot of steps to do our discipline, then that will only help us, right? Like uh, for example, I use all at once, all the discipline manners. Okay, I know all the discipline manners, but if I want to
But
improve
if
more, so
I
I don't have any discipline manners left.
if I don't have any good manners left, I
Yes.
use all my good manners at once. I don't have. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you don't have any good manners, let's say at one point, so you forget something, or you forget to do something to be polite, and you don't forgive yourself for it, you keep saying, "Oh, I was silly, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done that." Does that help you be more self-disciplined?
No, ma'am.
No. Why?
Because that will only just make us unmotivated. Like it will not motivate us.
Demotivated.
Yes, ma'am.
Demotivated. Very good. It leaves us feeling very demotivated because we are creating a negative cycle. Okay, we are being negative about ourselves and creating more of a negative cycle towards us. Okay,
No,
sorry,
ma'am.
and creating a negative cycle onto us. Okay, so these are some things, okay, that will help us become more motivated to stay disciplined. Okay, looking at a goal, prioritizing it. Okay, a specific, attainable goal, starting small. Okay, not beating ourselves up. So today, Arush, we had a lesson together. It was just me and you. I corrected you in a few times here and there, but my main correction to you was to start listening, okay, a bit more so that you don't get too excited and fire loads of answers. Just think of the question, okay, and then we had a chat about it. Why is it difficult to stay disciplined, and how can we become uh, better at staying disciplined? What can we do? Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. Did you enjoy the lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent, Arush. Well, I hope you have a good evening and I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you for
Bye,
joining,
ma'am.
Arush.
Bye,
Bye.
ma'am.